Hey, Jason. I was wondering if you could share your opinions and thoughts about Jason Peters now receiving his new contract, and also the reports that Lane reworked his contract in order to help get Jason his money. I wanted to know if you wanted to share your thoughts about it.
Well, I'm happy for Jason. Obviously, I think he's showed his commitment to this organization and this team. He had some other opportunities in the offseason to go other places, and he really made it a point to come back to this organization. And he's been here for a long time. Everybody loves the guy, So I think that we're all just happy that everything was able to work out. Lane was able to, rework his deal to free up some money and make it an easier process, which isn't unheard of. I think that happens quite a bit. But really just happy that the big man's out there, left tackle, ready to go, and everybody feels good about that for sure.
Les, and then Zach Berman.
Hey, Jason.
Hey,
So, what do you expect Sunday down there at FedEx? It's going to be pretty weird. Do you have any sense of will there be a lot of piped-in crowd noise?
Yeah.
What will the quality of play be like with no preseason games? What do you think?
Well, to the quality of play, I guess we'll find out. I don't really, uh, this is my first season going into an NFL season without playing any preseason games, so I don't really know what's going to happen. Obviously there's been less time to prepare. I still feel like we've gotten a lot of work in and feel pretty good about things, but obviously, we'll find all that out on Sunday. And then as far as the crowd noise, we replicated it a little bit at the link during one of our scrimmages. Supposedly there's a set noise limit, and Washington, I don't believe, is allowed to have fans yet. So it should be pretty much at that set limit. So I think we have a pretty good understanding for what that's going to be. And then the other thing is, obviously they're running a completely different defense. It's a completely different coaching staff. So, we got to be ready for anything. Obviously, Rivera was in Carolina for a long time, Jack Del Rio in Oakland. We have some tape on some places they've been in the past, but whenever it's a new coaching staff in a new area with new guys working together, there's always going to be some new wrinkles. So, we just got to be ready for anything. It's one of those games where I'm sure there'll be in-game adjustments and there'll be a lot of communication. And, that's, this is, part of playing a team that doesn't have any film out there yet.
Thank you.
Zach, and then EJ.
Hey, Jason, I preface this saying I understand that there was a lot of moving parts during the summer on the offensive line, but there were days when it looked like the offensive line wasn't playing as well as you have in the past. How do you feel about this group going into the season?
I feel really good, honestly. I mean, I think that, let me tell you, it's my 10th training camp. There's always days where the offensive line isn't going to look great, and there's going to be days where the defensive line doesn't look as good. That's part of this whole thing. I think every day you're going out there and you're trying to improve, and some days you're going to win, some days you're going to lose. I feel really good about the guys that we have. I feel great about our coaches. Lane Johnson's probably the best tackle in the league right now, especially on the right side. Jason Peters, a future Hall of Famer. Isaac Seumalo, in my opinion, one of the most underrated offensive linemen in the league. And then, I feel confident with a lot of the guys that have played right guard for us. Obviously Matt Pryor's done a phenomenal job last year at the end of the season, stepping in and playing some time and really didn't slow us down offensively. And then, Nate Herbig has had a really good camp. Jack Driscoll, the rookie, looks really solid. So, Malad has a year more of learning to play the game. So we've got some good things going. Obviously, the depth thing is those young guys are gonna have to continue to develop. We're already 2 guys down with Brooks and Dillard going down. So, that's you wish that wouldn't have happened, obviously, but I feel pretty confident with the guys that we do have, and I think whenever Jeff Stoutland's the coach, he's going to find a way to get things done.
EJ, and then Tim.
Hey, Jason, kind of piggybacking off of that, what have you seen from those guys rotating in at right guard, whether it's Jack, Matt, or Nate? What have you seen from them so far?
Yeah, I mean, they've all done a good job. I feel comfortable playing next to any one of them. I think Stout's done a good job of letting me get those reps. with each one of those guys, because the little footwork and the little aiming points and things that might just be a couple inches make a big difference in the grand scheme of things. So obviously very comfortable working next to Matt. We played a lot of games at the end of the year last year. He's a big guy, very powerful, long arms. He has a number of things that are advantageous. Nate Herbig, a very smart player. He can play center and guard. He's really had a great camp. He's come a long way from his rookie season. And Jack Driscoll, he's got a lot of things he like. He's smart. He's got good feet. He's got you could tell he understands the game very well. I think we're going to be in a good situation. Whoever we put there on the right side, whoever ends up playing time for us. As this thing goes, probably all those guys are going to be playing time at some point. That's just the way it goes playing offensive line in the NFL. There's going to be injuries throughout the season. We've already had injuries. This is what has separated us as a team really the past 3 years, is our ability to overcome and to rely on guys to go in there and be ready to get the job done. And that's not going to be any different this year.
We only have time for one more before we get Greg Ward in here, so let's wrap it up with him.
Jason, there's been a couple moving parts even just in this week, with Jason going to left tackle, and now you have a new partner by the right side. I mean, how big of a deal is that, with both Jason kind of reacclimating to tackle after training at guard, and then and then having Matt by you now?
I think Jason Peters could probably go out there and kick slide from a left-handed stance out at left tackle in his sleep at this point. I mean, I don't know what the rep count looks on that, but he's had quite a few reps of that. And I do feel good that he's going to get a whole week to reacclimate himself, but I think that's probably, in the grand scheme of things, plenty for Jason Peters. And then at right guard, we've had those guys working in pretty much all camp, so it's not like I haven't had any reps with Matt or Nate or Jack or anybody. We've really shuffled things around even when Jason was still at right guard. So that's part of the reason why we always are trying to make sure we're ready for different scenarios. That's why throughout the week, even last year, we're always working guys in during the game plan week. You want to make sure that you're ready because just the statistics. There's just 5 offensive linemen, and you're going to have somebody go down. Maybe not every game. Hopefully, I think I've played one season where all 5 guys have stayed healthy the whole season. So, all those guys have already gotten work with me, work with Lane, work with whoever's been at right tackle, whether it's been Matt or Jack or Jordan. I think that we all feel pretty confident going into this first week.
Hey, Rodney, sorry about that. A lot of questions about sort of the pregame atmosphere, what you will do to sort of amp yourself up and sort of replace the absence of fans. What are you planning to do on that front?
Man, just stick to my usual routine. I got my music, and I think the game itself, man, it's a division opponent. It's the first game of the season. It's been a long time coming. We've been battling versus each other for months. So it'll feel good to go against an opponent in a meaningful game. We understand the magnitude of this first game. This sets the tone for the season. And like I said, it's a division opponent, man. So this is the first step to reaching our goal and winning the division. So that's all I really need. Create my own energy and obviously to thrive off the energy of my teammates.
John and then Kristen.
Hey, Rodney. As far as the social justice initiatives that you're passionate about, you and your teammates, have you guys gotten together? Have you decided yet on if you wanted to use your platform in week 1 a specific way, or are you still kind of working through that?
Yeah, still working through that. We actually plan to meet as players today to discuss possibilities on what we want to do. So that's still in the works.
Kristen and then Daniel.
Hey, Rodney, before I get to my real question, just quick, when you say meet as a team, is that the Social Justice Committee or is that the full Eagles team meeting?
Yeah, that's a few of us first to potentially get some options together to be able to present to the team. And then, I think, the goal is to meet just as players only, make a decision and introduce it to everyone else and go from there.
Perfect. Thank you. As we look to Washington, obviously, new coach, young team, no preseason games. Do you feel like you guys as a defense might be at an advantage? Because it seems like they might struggle at least first few drives to sustain those drives.
There's really no telling. I think this is different for everyone. No one's had the ability to go against, anyone in meaningful games to actually get a feel, to figure out, if your actual schemes work or not. All you can do is prepare the best way that you can. We're looking at a lot of film, obviously from their coordinator being over in Carolina, but we have no idea where they're going to place, individuals on that team. So I think it's going to the first 15 to 20 plays, we're going to have to fill them out and see if what we're actually watching is holding true. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to execution, technique, man, and heart. Who wants it more at the end of the day in this first game?
Daniel and then Jeff McLean. Or Jeff if you're
Can't
ready.
hear.
Rodney, we saw the video that you guys released last week with your social justice platform. What was the process like of putting that together? How did you guys decide on the video, and how did you guys decide what you wanted to say in it?
Yeah, we actually had a group discussion, and we got some outside help from a few people within the Philadelphia community to kind of weigh in on, what our messaging wanted to be, where we felt like needed the most attention. And it was a great process. And then putting that video together, got to give credit to the video department for, kind of executing that. But we felt like it was a powerful message. It was a first step. We just have to now put action to our words.
Jeff McLean and then Chris Franklin.
Rodney, Terry McLaren got you guys a couple of times last year on deep balls, and it seemed like it might have been scheme related in some circumstances. But what kind of challenges does he pose for a defense, a secondary, and in particular a post safety?
Yeah, he's a great player. I think that was evident as he performed as the season went on last year. He grabbed a lot of attention, and he had a great rookie year. So he does have our attention. He's fast. Has the ability to create yards after the catch. So he does grab our attention, and he will be a intricate part, I feel like, in their offense, and that's what we know. We have to eliminate explosive plays. And that's our part in the secondary, making sure our communication is on point, making sure we're staying on top, and most importantly, tackling. I think tackling is going to be big this game, and just eliminating, like I said, those yards after the catch.
We have time for two more, so let's go Chris Franklin and then Tim.
Hey, Rodney. Last week, the NFL and NFLPA came out with a joint statement saying some of the initiatives they came out with, including closing the league offices and teams' offices on Election Day, as well as helping players get educated to vote. What do you think about the initial wave of stuff that's coming out, and what additional stuff would you like to see the league and the Player Association do in order to help further the cause for social justice initiatives?
There's a lot of ways that teams and the league can get involved to help address a lot of these issues. I think bringing awareness to voting is huge this year. As we know, this is a big election for us as a nation, and I'm glad to see our involvement. And we've already had a team meeting about voting registration and getting guys signed up. We're being very vocal about it, and we want to continue to be vocal within the community. So I think it's a step. Like I said, there's a lot of other ways we can get involved, but I think it's going to, be a collaborative effort. Each team, for example, like us, us putting our action plan together. I think if every team does their part, that'll be very helpful in this matter.
Last one here with Tim.
Ronnie, it's a common thought that having an elite corner makes everybody else's job easier on defense. Are you picking up on that with Slay, and in what ways is he making your job easier, or are you projecting for it to be easier come game day?
Yeah, man, big play Slay. He shows up every day, man, and I think he makes a play in practice or a play or two. Today he got his hands on the ball a lot. We compete within our group, but he's a competitive guy. he fights to the end, is always working each and every day after practice, and is a master of his craft. And that's why he is who he is. And so I'm looking forward to him this week, him making his introduction to Philly for this first game and kind of setting the tone. It is helpful, me as a post safety, having a guy over there that can literally take away one side. So that's going to be very beneficial for us as a defense this year, and we're going to make a lot of plays because of it.
What's up, Slay? You had mentioned last time that Terry McLaurin had kind of snuck up on you the last time that you guys squared off against one another, and you've obviously had a lot of time to study him up in front of this matchup. What have you learned, and what should we expect from the matchup this time around?
Well, I mean, and I just know what type of player he is and how talented he is as a young guy. And, like I said, I think he's a very talented guy. And he can stretch the field. He's good at it. And he compete every play. So that's what I learned about him mostly, during the game and then watching him this offseason.
Jimmy and then Jeff Skaversky.
Are you going to be following him in this game?
Whatever the game plan need to be is whatever it need to be. So, if I need to be there, I'm going to be there. Whatever coach designed up for it, I'm going to get to work.
We'll go Jeff and then Chris Franklin.
Hey, Darius. Hope all is well. Obviously, coming to a new team, learning a new system, no preseason games, and the way everything has worked. How comfortable do you feel in this secondary, in this defense, almost like it's second nature when you take the field on Sunday?
I feel comfortable, man. Communicating. The guys, like I said, have been doing a great job helping me learn the defense the best way they can, and I'm fitting right in, man. It's kind of like, it's kind of like basic, you know what I'm saying, as in lining up in front of the guy you're in front of and compete. So that's what all football is about, just line up in front of the guy and dominate the guy. We lead the coach's scheme up to coach, and but other than that, man, I look at the game as just line up in front of the guy and beat the guy in front of you.
Chris and then Ed.
Hey, Darius. How are you going to adjust to not having fans in the stadium for FedEx Field? Like, how are you going to psych yourself up pretty much? And how much of an adjustment is it with the fans, without the fans, stuff like that?
It's gonna be kind of hard because I like getting into it with the crowd, But when I'm between the lines, I'm good tunnel vision, Before the game, I'm listening to my good rod wave, my good jams, my songs, get me ready for the game, and I'm ready. The fans are very important, man. I love the fans, but when I'm between the lines, I'm going to work.
Ed and then Zach.
Hey, Slay. 8 years now in the NFL. This is your first year with a new team.
Thank you, Lord.
First year with a new team. How different does it feel to be going to battle with, some different teammates?
It feels great, man. New atmosphere, new everything. I'm loving it. Some of these guys I've been knowing before for being in the league for so long. I knew some of the guys and watched them play, watched some of these guys film, stole some of their techniques. So it's good, man. Finally, to work with some new guys and go out and compete.
Zach and then Les.
Hey, Darius, after the trade, the question came up. Hey, Slay. After the trade, the question came up about the expectations on you, considering the Eagles have so badly needed a number one cornerback for a long time here. During the past few months and during this past month, has that either been reinforced, or is that something you realize how much anticipation there is to see you out there?
I'm trying to see how you're trying to answer that question. That kind of question kind of like tricked me.
Sorry about that. I guess there's a lot of excitement about you, about the fact that the Eagles have a number one cornerback.
Okay.
Is that something that you're aware of, and does that come with any type of pressure with it?
Nah, I think a lot of teams would be excited for me to be on their team, just because I think I got a good characteristics. I think I'm a cool guy. I think I'm a nice, fun guy. But on the field wise, it's not no pressure for me. I just like to play the game. And what makes me a good guy on the field is that the fact that I compete every play, I give it my all, and I just try to do my best to win. So like I said, when I first got here, the Eagles got a guy that could just go out there and work hard and do what he can do to help the team win.
Les and then Dave.
Hey, Slay. You talked about not having fans in the stands Sunday, which would be an adjustment. But obviously, the game's being played with no preseason games, with no spring work, and Washington has a new coaching staff. What do you expect from this game? Do you expect it to look like a regular season game in terms of the quality of the play? And you think guys are worried about getting hurt because they haven't really done this at all?
Right. Well, that's big. That's becoming with being a professional, man. Finding a way to keep your body up to date, and it's hard because going from 0 to 100 is fast. So I try to do my best I can to help myself prepare for this game week 1. So I've been doing extra condition after practice. You just gotta find a way, man. Find a way when your body can work with, and like I said, it gonna be a test, because no preseason, no all season, and we going bullets is flying. It's gonna be tough. So we're looking forward to that. But Coach been doing a great job of trying to scale us up and scale us down to make sure we ain't trying to burn our bodies out. So we just gotta see what happens on Sunday.
Dave and then Martin.
Hey Slay, you guys had that scrimmage at the link with the sound pumped in. How realistic was that? Did it kind of feel like a normal crowd or no?
It felt all right, but I can still yell across the field, and I can hear them. So it did its justice. I don't know how loud theirs would be in their stadium, but ours was like pretty decent, and but I can still hear each other talk, so that's a good thing. So if I could tell my guys it's a deep ball on the sideline, I could yell it.
Martin and then Rob Motti.
Hey, Darius. Slay. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, momentary lapse. What's it been like going against Deshaun in practice, and how do you think that prepares you for, facing some of the receivers you're going to face like right off the bat, like McLaurin, obviously, guys like that?
I feel good, man. D-Jack, man, he's smooth, fast, and like I told him one day, like if I'm a step right there with you, I'm gonna be a step ahead of a lot of folks because the guy is still fast, man. So he's still one of the fastest guys in the league. 33 is just a number for him, for his age, but he running like he's still 21. I mean, flying. He might be a little heavier, but other than that, he rolling. He's still fast, man. He still can take the top off of defense, and he helped me a lot this year, man. Practicing my deep balls and running with guys because, most of the guys I kind of follow or whatever I do be fast guys. And if I'm keeping up with him, it's a good thing.
We have time for 2 more, so let's go Rob and then Jeff.
Rob and Jeff.
Hey, man, before I get to my question, because we all keep making a mistake, can you explain the Slay versus Darius thing? Like, is that a personal preference, respect thing? What's up with that?
Oh, man, really, really, man, only when my grandma kind of called me Darius. And, everybody else I've been involved around Slay because I'm a junior. So my dad is my dad is junior. He'll call me junior. I let Darius be my dad, so I got the Slay. So I'll be Slay. And I love it, and it go in my name.
Now I understand. We understand that a little bit better. I wanted to ask you because yesterday Fletch said it's going to be a team thing. Have you guys figured out yet what you're going to do as far as with the national anthem, if there's going to be any kind of demonstration or anything that you do on Sunday? And I'm hearing a lot of players around the league say that their coaches, their organization is stressing unity.
Right.
So, and I heard Dak Prescott say that he would prefer it be an individual thing, like leave it up to the guy. Do you have a personal preference?
I'm saying I'm kind of like with Dak. Whatever you want to do is what you do. And as in because people have different opinions on a lot of things, and but it is a team. It's a unity too now. A team need to be adjusted to it, but gotta honor and respect what other guys believe in, and let them handle how they need to handle it. It still got a game to play, and we got to just put that aside and play ball.
So does that mean you're going to do anything? I'm sorry.
Obviously, we all talking that as a group. So when we figure out as a group what we're gonna do, and whatever I feel, if I don't like it, we'll figure it out. If I do, I'm agreeing to it. Whatever. So we just go move as a unit first. We go address it as a team and figure it out. And if I ain't with it, I ain't with it. If I'm with it, I'm with it.
Last question here with Jeff.
Have you thought about just going with one name like Prince or Madonna?
Huh?
Well, you don't like Darius, so just Slay.
Yeah, I love Slay. It's just my name. I love it, man. Beyonce made it harder than what it is. I was making it hard, but then Beyonce came in and stole it. Now everything's slaying. Everybody want to slay something.
If I may ask another then. So what's the process with you and you following a top receiver. Obviously, Jim's going to make the decision, and I assume if there's a good guy, you always want to be able to cover him. But how much do you think your voice is going to be heard in that process?
I mean, I think he'll hear it loud and clear. You know, he'll understanding coach, and he know I want to compete. So, you know, if it ever boils down to it, I go there to him and just say, "Hey, coach, I want to do this. I want to do that." I think he believe and trust in me to get the job done and handle it. You know, we got a great mutual understanding of whatever need to be done. And I'm a firm believer in teamwork. You know, whatever the coach need me to do, I do it. You know, even though if I want to go against the best, but if you feel like this is what's best for the team, I'm gonna do it. So at the end of the day, hey, I'm out there to do a job and do it at the highest level that I can.
Hey, Avonte, obviously Darius Slay comes in with a big reputation. Are you expecting teams to challenge you more because they'll be throwing away from Darius' side?
I mean, if they do, that's what I'll gladly accept that challenge. You know, that's a chance for me to make plays and, you know, show the world what I got.
Dave and then Jimmy.
Kind of along those lines, Avonte, when Darius does travel, you obviously have to be ready to flip sides. How big of a challenge is that for you, just being ready and able to do that?
I mean, it's not really a big challenge. I mean, I'm ready for anything that we have going on. So, whatever going on, if I have to go somewhere, you know, on the defense, I'm used to like flipping spots and playing in different positions. So it doesn't really matter. I'm used to anything.
Jimmy and Daniel.
Hey, Avonte, when you've been aggressive, you've been able to make some big plays. At the same time, you know, in some games, you've given up some double moves. How do you sort of balance those two things and, you know, when to attack and when not to?
I mean, it's not really like a attack thing. That's just dealing with my eyes, just bad eyes. In all camp, me and Coach M just been working on eye placement. So, you know, that double move won't get me if I'm looking at my receiver as I'm driving, taking 2 steps to him. So if I take 2 steps to that guy and that'll give him enough time to hit his double move, and then he come out of it, we either probably run right into each other if I'm looking right at him. But, you know, usually just bad eyes. You know, he stops or goes in on a slant, and my eyes go right to the quarterback trying to pick it off, and, you know, he busts upfield. So, you know, I've been working on my eyes much more, so that's a big, important thing now.
Daniel and then Martin. Or Martin, if you're ready to go.
Can you hear me now? Is that on mute?
Yep,
Yeah,
you're good.
I can't hear you.
Okay, sorry. Avonte, you've gotten to play with Rodney for the past 3 years. What have you seen out of him this year? You know, a lot's been made about Malcolm leaving and Rodney taking over a bigger role. How have you kind of seen him, you know, keep things back together in the secondary?
I mean, Rodney's the same guy. I mean, even when Jink was here, he was always a major leader, always talking to us in the room and always, you know, expressing himself on the field. And it's still the same as I've been here for the last 3 years with him. He's still the same old Rod to me. Great leader, great energy out on the field, and, you know, he gets us going. Even like when Jink was here and during the games, he was giving us our pep talks and all. You know, nothing has changed since Jink left, and, you know, he's been here.
Martin and then John McMullen.
Hey, Avonte, what have you learned from, you know, watching Darius in practice? What kind of things has he kind of talked to you about playing the position, and how much has that been a help to you so far?
It's been much help. You know, we do little things after practice. You know, dealing with like in and out of the break at the top of the route, and, you know, it has a lot to do with eyes. Like I said, he has great eyes. He always driving 2 steps to the man before he's looking at anything. So, you know, it makes up for his time of not getting beat by double moves or, you know, getting himself back in position. And, you know, that's real big on him. And, you know, he always come out. He always go, yeah. You're like number 3 in the room, number 2 in the room with quick feet. I'm number 1, but you trying to get there. So, you know, we always teasing each other about who got quicker feet. But other than that, you know, we always, you know, pushing each other to make each other better. And definitely on his standpoint, he's trying to make me a better player. So anything he knows or got, he definitely tells me.
Who else has quick feet? You said you're number 3 or number 2. Who else is up there?
I'm number 1. Then it's between Darius and Cravon. So we can see what them two do. but I'm number one.
John and then Bo.
What about Nikel? You didn't say Nikel.
No, he just talking about it because it'd be me strapped talking to each other right there. But no, he's physical, big, like short but big. You know what I mean? Strong. Definitely play recognition. All that smart, and he's an ultimate competitor too. And I like his gameplay. When I first seen him coming here, I looked up his gameplay and I like how he plays. He plays real like aggressive and real tough. So
Hey,
glad to see that.
Avonte, real quick as well. If you go back to your time at Pitt, obviously you played a lot outside. Then you moved into the slot. You had to play free safety as a rookie. How exciting is it for you to get back outside, and is it more comfortable for you?
It's exciting, being able to, play all these positions, in the NFL, and I never thought that I'll be playing as many as I am, but I was, it's definitely comfortable, getting back out there to where I used to be at in college, because I know all I have to do is just learn the different splits and things like that, dealing with college because of the field, how they mark the numbers in the hash and things like that. But other than that, it's definitely comfortable, and I know a lot more. I know what to expect when stuff going on inside, because I played those positions, so I feel a lot comfortable out there.
We have time for one more before we get Jason Kelce, so let's wrap up with Bo.
Hey, Avonte, the cornerback room has changed a lot over the course of the last 12 months. What was your reaction to Rasul and Sydney getting released?
Them definitely was my guys. Coming in and they helped me a lot when I first got in here because I was a rookie and they was going on their second year. So when it came down to like knowing things I had to do, they definitely didn't hesitate to tell me anything. But I'm just excited for both of them. They got a new journey, new start. And, I know they make the most of it because they're two hardworking men. And, I'm looking to see what they do with it.
Greg, it seems like you're probably going to be possibly returning punts with Jalen Reagor injured. How much have you done that before? How comfortable do you feel doing that?
I done it all last year when I was playing. I feel really comfortable. So whenever my number is called, I'll be ready.
Let's go John McMullen and then Jeff Skversky.
Hey, Greg. Obviously, you're going down to Washington. There's not going to be any fans there. I was curious, how much did that sort of open practice with the media there at Lincoln Financial Field? You had the piped-in noise. How did it help you? Did you get a feel for what things are going to be like?
Yeah, it's just going to be just like practice. It's just going to be against a division opponent. So we just have to go out there and do our best and come up with the win. Nothing's going to change. Our mindset is still the same, and that's to go out there and win.
Let's go Jeff and then John Clark.
Hey, Greg, hope all is well. I saw you and a bunch of other Eagles go over to Jason Peters today, congratulate him, shake his hand, I imagine, on the contract. And then I saw Peters kind of fake punching you, joking around, kind of jabbing you behind the back. What was said there? What did you say to him? And what were you guys kind of joking about?
Just congratulating him. Me and him always joking around. I just nudging him, just messing with him. I honestly forgot what I said, but just very happy for him, man. He deserves it, and he works extremely hard. And us young guys kind of look up to a guy that works extremely hard and deserve everything that he gets.
And can I follow up on that? How much do you appreciate what he's done? He came into the way he even came into the league, if you know his backstory.
I definitely appreciate it because he's an East Texas guy, and just his story about how he came up and how he started to make plays and made the best of his opportunity. That definitely motivated me, and I just appreciate all the talks that we had and all the motivation that he gave me and all the help that he provided for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John and then Les.
So what does it actually mean to you this year, your journey to be on the roster to start the season after the last few years trying to make it, practice squad, and then jumping in there last year?
Man, I'm truly blessed. It means the world to me but it really doesn't stop right there. I still have a job to do. So I'm steady preparing, steady praying, steady working extremely hard, and I'm just going to be ready.
Les and then Zach.
Hey, Greg. Sunday you'll be out there. There won't be fans. It'll be a road game. Will it be easier or will it be harder in that atmosphere than a road game normally would be?
I don't think about a game being easy or hard. When you work extremely hard in practice, the games are often easier. But those guys are going for the same thing that we want. So we know we're going to get their A game and they're going to get ours.
We have time for 2 more, so let's go Zach and then Martin.
Hey, Greg, you're going back to that stadium for the first time since catching the game-winning touchdown last year. How significant was that game that day in your career as you look at it?
It was the first career touchdown in the NFL. You know, that was very big for me. And just going to try to make the second one being in the same stadium.
Go ahead, Martin.
Hey, Greg, this is kind of a little bit off topic. You know, the NFL season starting tonight, and Patrick Mahomes is obviously playing. You went against him in high school, and I was kind of wondering, you know, what that was like in that game you guys played, and also, you know, seeing him develop into the, you know, one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, those games in high school were crazy. Record setting from both of us. Very competitive, and it really doesn't surprise me what he's doing right now. He's been doing it since high school and in college, so now he's just doing it at the top level. I always believed in him, and I knew he could do it, and that's what he's doing right now. He's just proving it to the world now.